Hey everyone, John Henry here, Slingshot Futures Trading Group, SSFTG. In this one, we're going to be going over a question that I get pretty frequently, and that is, what are the hotkeys that I use, and what is the keyboard that I use to execute those hotkeys? So when I'm talking about hotkeys, within NinjaTrader, when I'm looking to get into a trade, if I'm looking to buy, I buy on the bid. I don't like buying at the market because, well, the NASDAQ moves far too quickly and you get a lot of slippage, and it's usually you're better off not dealing with market orders in general on NASDAQ and most other markets, except for super liquid markets like the S&P or the bonds. So I really hate dealing with slippage if at all possible. So when I buy on bid or sell on ask, I use a hotkey for that. That way I don't have to worry about, clicking the button and dragging the order up and down and moving it. It's not, I need something faster than that. I need to be able to show up to the party exactly when it starts. That way I'm not late, I'm not early, and the only way that I'm effectively able to do that is with the hotkeys. Now, as far as the hotkeys go, every charting platform is different. Some have hotkey functionality, some don't. Some charting platforms have really crazy capabilities, others are a little bit more basic. For NinjaTrader, you can get all of the short hotkeys in the Tools menu right there under Hotkeys. So you'll go inside of there, and then from there, what we're looking to do is just find the ones that we want to change. But before we can change them, we have to have a hotkey, right? We have to have a macro set to a key to tell it to do something specifically. So the way that I accomplish that is with a specific keyboard to get the job done. In this case, that keyboard, let me get the, where is it? There it is. It's this keyboard here. Now, unfortunately, it's not available right now, so I can't even tell you how much it normally costs. I want to say that I spent when it was like maybe 150 or 160 bucks. It's probably a lot cheaper now. It's a lot cheaper since it's not even available. But this is the keyboard that I use. It's the Razer Black Widow Chroma V2 Esports Gaming Keyboard, whatever else it can fit in the title. The keys that I'm looking at, let me get that out of the way, are these guys right here. So what we can do is we can use the Synapse software, which is what it is called for Razer, and we can program these keys to do something specific. So the way that I do that is going into the Synapse software. Here you can see my keyboard, and I have these specific ones mapped out. So these ones do very specific things. If I hover over top of this, you'll notice this is Control Shift Alt S. Okay? If I hover over the next one, this is Control Alt Shift C. The next one underneath that, Shift Control Alt K, and then Shift Control Alt B. So what the heck is all that, right? What does that mean? Well, Shift Control Alt S is my sell button. When I push this button, it puts a limit order on the ask. We'll get into that in a second over here. And you can find those under the Order Entry button right here. So the Order Entry window, buy bid, sell ask, cancel the last order, and close position. So that is exactly what we have over here. If you look at this, this is Shift Control Alt S, which if I move this over is right here. That is sell ask. So when I want to sell on the ask, I tap that button and it does everything for me. When I want to close my order, like if I have an open position and it's emergency mode and I need to get the heck out of the thing, I can hit the middle button right here, which is Control Shift Alt C, and that correlates to close position. This is my button that I rarely ever hit, but it's my get out of jail card, right? This is the one where it's like everything's falling apart. I need to get out of this trade. I have no other options. Just hit the close button and GTFO out of the trade. That's what this button is for. Now, while I'm placing those orders, I will have an occasion of needing to buy as well as sell, and that's where the Shift Control Alt B comes in, and that is buy on the bid. And then finally, this one right here, which is Shift Control Alt K, and that is cancel last. So sometimes with Ninja and really any broker, when you click the button to buy bid, it's a limit order on the bid. You might not get filled. That is the risk that you take by buying bid, selling ask. There's a chance that you just don't get a fill. That said, the NASDAQ is generally volatile enough where I don't really have a problem with that. But on markets like the S&P, where there's hundreds, if not thousands of contracts being traded at each price, buying on the bid, selling on the ask, you're going to have a harder time to get filled. So there are definitely markets that operate better in this, but this is what I use. This is the keyboard that I use, and again, that is right over here, the Razer Black Widow Chroma V2. It's unavailable at the moment, but hopefully it'll become available again. Comes with a nice little armrest thing here. And then you set them all up inside NinjaTrader, and when you want to set them up, all you have to do is click on this, and you can record a hotkey. These are the hotkeys that I use because I can't accidentally hit all of these at the same time, right? Like, even if I slam my face into the keyboard, I'm not going to hit that button combination on accident. But that does mean that there is one button on my keyboard that could potentially enter an order and exit an order and, you know, potentially cause some damage. So make sure that if you are going to be utilizing order entry for hotkeys, that you understand the risks that come along with that. Now, if you just go from here and jump right in and start trying to slap hotkeys, NinjaTrader is immediately going to flag it and say, hey, that doesn't work, my friend. Nope. You have to actually go in to the tools, once again, and go into the options and go over to trading. And from trading, what you want to do is select use order entry hotkeys, right? So without this checked, you will not be able to do it. This absolutely has to be checked so that you can use those hotkeys. And once those hotkeys are ready to rock and roll, it's just a matter of going to the chart and tapping them, and you're ready to rock and roll. But that is going to do it for the hotkeys that I use and how I'm able to enter and exit so quickly from markets and cancel my last order and all of that fun stuff. It's all down to the hotkeys. It makes life a lot faster, but you got to get used to them. It's definitely something that I would recommend if you're in more on the side of scalping. It allows you to be in and out a lot faster. But at the same time, you know, there are some risks involved with that. If you have kids or pets or something like that, and they accidentally slap the buy bid button, you might just have a contract that you weren't necessarily expecting. Understand the risks as well as the benefits. But that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you found that useful and interesting and something you can maybe add to your tool belt. If you have any questions about it, you can always drop a comment down below. And you know, if it's a more detailed question, you can always shoot me an email as well, jhb@ssftg.com. That's going to do it for this one, though. Enjoy, rest up, and we will see you all in the next. Thanks.